I'm back! You guys, I am so sorry. I have been MIA for so long. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. All right, so first things first, my microphone broke, which doesn't sound like a big deal. It is because I'm dumb and I don't know how to find. So I have this thing. I couldn't hate this more. I couldn't hate this microphone. Okay. Was dealing with the microphone. I thought it'll be a week. And then my mindset retreat just started and I was hosting that. And now I'm in Hawaii on like the first vacation I've taken in absolutely years, even though I'm here working. But I just got the microphone, got it working. And I'm like, I cannot be away from my girls any longer. So I wanted to come and do a video, even though I'm on vacation, because I love you guys. I love you guys. And today we're going to talk about Taylor Swift. We're gonna talk about Taylor Swift. Now listen, this happened, maybe a few weeks ago. Taylor Swift and her petty vendettas. Taylor is on her bullshit once again. Every time we get so close to being like, yeah, she's a girl's girl. No, she's not. We're gonna talk about Taylor, about what she's doing to Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX, and just this weird pathology of behavior that's emerging. I mean, maybe it isn't only now emerging, but maybe the world is kind of starting to wake up to it. Like, what the fuck, man? And we're also gonna talk about petty bitches in our lives. We all know one. What do we do? How do you combat someone who's just maybe making these little microaggressions, passive aggressions, or outright aggressions? I personally am a fan of active aggression versus passive aggression. When I hate you, you'll know. But if you're dealing with someone who kind of is working in the shadows or just throwing little barbs, maybe it's a frenemy, maybe it's an enemy, but it doesn't matter who she is. I'm gonna tell you how to take her down. But before we get started, so recently I did a video about Ozempic and how I've lost a lot of weight on Ozempic. And the big question everyone asks me is, how did you get access to this? And so my origin story with Ozempic is I went through an endocrinologist in New York City, and I'm not going to lie, she's expensive AF. I think it was $400 for just a Zoom consult, just a consult. Like, hi, that's it, not the labs. I didn't even obviously go in because I lived in Montana, and her prices, I'm almost positive, have doubled. I think they're $1,000 for a consult. But if you live in a small town, you might be going through like the local med spa that's compounding their own. These people aren't doctors. Like Ashley, you do hydrofacials 90% of the time and brow laminations. I don't need you giving me serious weight loss drugs and trying to interpret my endocrinology blood panel. So I've partnered with a company that is bridging the gap between these two things. It's called MOCHI Health. It's an online telehealth obesity medicine platform. So you can get access to semaglutide, all these other things from the comfort of your own home and by doctors. They can order labs for you. They can interpret the labs and they can help you figure out what you need. So you can schedule a live video visit with a doctor or a registered dietitian, and they can order labs and even genetic testing through the platform. I personally am obsessed with my labs. I love looking at them. I love the data. And yeah, you go to a med spa, that might not be what you get. There's also a lot of options for compounded and brand name medication depending on your insurance coverage. So I'm using MOCHI now for nutritionist advice because I've got my weight where I want it, but I don't want to backslide, and I found it really, really helpful. So I got a code for you guys if you want to try it, check it out, and hopefully this makes it easy breezy to unlock the new you. You're welcome. Okay. Speaking of new you, do you guys like this dress? Oh, look, isn't it cute? It's XO Style Box. I'm on vacation and I was gonna go ballistic buying all these new clothes, and I'm like, what? Rent them. Rent your clothes, girls. XO Style Box is my clothing rental subscription platform. First month is free. They have tons of things. You can get dresses for weddings, even your own. You can get corporate stuff, loungewear, off-duty weekend stuff, vacation looks, jeans, coats. Keep things for as long as you want. You don't have to return them all at once. You can return them piece by piece and swap out as many times as you want in a month. It's honestly so much better than the other platform. Ugh. Check it out down below. First month is free. Rent your vacation looks. Try some new styles this summer. Try some new styles. Branch out, right? Okay, we're gonna talk about Taylor possibly being kind of a weird career bully to Sabrina Carpenter. And it's so funny because Taylor was like, there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women. Do you remember that? When Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, who are gods, by the way, made the most basic casual, lighthearted joke about Taylor at the Golden Globes like 10 years ago. And then Taylor tweeted that, like, the place in hell. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, girl. Girl. And yet, here we are, Taylor not supporting other women. And look, I have to go on a little bit of a tangent. I have so many rants stored up inside my reptilian little heart because I haven't filmed for you guys for weeks. I've said this, I am not the girl who is like blindly supporting other women just because we all have ovaries. I support your character, all right? The only thing I support is our rights. I will blindly support rights for women. Everyone gets to do whatever they want with their own body, okay? And reproductive rights are in a very bad place right now. I know, I have to rant about this. Get this, in Louisiana, if you possess the abortion pill without a prescription, you could have a 10-year prison sentence. Even if you're like trying to help a family member or like a friend, like you're getting it for them. 10 years? Like, what the fuck is this about? And don't say, hey, like, people love babies. That's not. Because in Alabama, their insane ruling about IVF shows that, like, it's not about babies. It's not like we just want a ton of babies. No, it isn't. Like, it's just about controlling our bodies regardless of whether you want to start a family or not. And that's what's so frightening about it. Contact your local legislators and oppose a national abortion ban. Because if you don't want an abortion, you don't have to have one. Don't have one. That's totally fine. I hate Birkenstocks. I don't think they should be banned. If you want to wear them, I don't get it, but fly high, queen. I don't know how high you're gonna fly with those shoes on. They look very heavy. Legislators work for you. They work for you, okay? Tell them how you feel. Don't stay silent. If any issue is on your mind, call them up and tell them. They need feedback from the voters. They need to know which direction to go in. I'm just so over this. I'm so over this bullshit. Okay, I'm done ranting. I'm done ranting. No, I'm not. I'm just getting warmed up. Did you fall for that? Sucker. You're a fool. I'm ready to rant about Taylor. Okay, so this is what Taylor's been doing. And like I said, I know that this isn't like breaking news today. It's been happening over the last, honestly, now that we start to look at Taylor and her fuckery, it's like, has she always been like this? And I also understand that my hair looks bad. I understand. You know, when you just let it air dry, you're like, I'm just gonna look like a woman of the trees. Oh, I do. Let me grab my latte. I look like I live in a tree. So she has been throttling the potential success of Charli XCX and Sabrina Carpenter. We love these girls, right? And I feel like girls these days are we're having like two different summers. We're having like soft girl Sabrina summer, like coquette, like girly girl summer, like bows and ribbons or whatever. Or we're having like brat summer, like cigs and dark liner and like pouty brat. I am having the soft girl summer. I don't skew brat anymore. I think I just am such a nightmare on the inside. I cannot wear it on the outside. It's just too much. It's too much. But these are very different women. Apparently, both of these women, with their albums, with their success, with their potential chart-topping songs, are really fucking terrifying to Taylor Swift because every time these women get close to hitting #1 in the Billboard charts, Taylor releases a new version of some song off the Tortured Poets department where it's like one note's different. Ta-da, it's a different song. Or she'll have like a collaborator or it's a remix and it bumps her to the top of the charts and it clips these other girls' wings. On one hand, we love evil. I look like Bon Jovi. I can't stop looking at my hair. I look like John Bon Jovi. Now I can't unsee it, and neither can you. Okay. On one hand, yeah, we love the evil. We love the scam. We love it. On the other, what the fuck, Taylor? The question is why? You know what I mean? When Taylor gets like this, when she gets so incredibly petty and vindictive, you're like, why? You are literally a billionaire. You have the biggest tour like ever. You're fucking the hottest guy in the NFL. He is hot. Golden retriever, but a hot one. Aren't you like kind of good? You're also 35 years old. You're 35 years old. And it just goes to show what I always say, that I'm always right. Fame is a type of trauma and it freezes you at the age it happens. When did she get famous? When she was what, 15, 16, 17? You look at that behavior through that lens, it suddenly makes a lot more sense. Same with Justin Bieber. Same with Britney Spears. I still just have to ask though, like, why? Like, Taylor, what does it cost you to let these other emerging artists, Charlie's been around forever. Hasn't Sabrina Carpenter? Like, she's been kind of like hustling and putting things out. She's an incredible talent. Is she ex-Disney Channel? I don't know. What would it cost you to let these women chart? What would that take off your plate? And like, I have gone around and around in my mind trying to figure this out because again, I love evil. I love evil with a purpose. I love evil with a purpose. Taylor just seems to be going for mayhem. And that's what's strange. And you know what else she does, which I find so bizarre? Her little collaborations. Yes, I know. Let's talk about how she fucked Lana over. Lana Del Rey. I need to get into Lana. I know, it's weird that I'm not. I feel like I'm kind of like missed the time when everyone's like, Lana. I just find her songs like without melody, kind of. I think she's talented. It doesn't like hit for me. Can you tell me some songs to listen to? I know Young and Beautiful. That one is amazing. Amazing. The other ones I'm like, huh. But what she'll do is she'll pair with these huge artists, Chris Stapleton, Post Malone, Lana Del Rey, and do a collab song, and they're reduced to a backup singer. And country music fans have been bitching about this for years because she did this song with Chris Stapleton, I Hope You Think About Me, like several years ago. And that was kind of her first dipping her toe into this world of like, I'm gonna pair with a huge artist, but I'm gonna make him a backup singer. Chris Stapleton, if you don't know him, he's like one of the brightest voices in country. I mean, he's a very distinct, smoky, amazing voice. And you listen to the song, you're like, where is his verse? Like, where is he on this song? He's a fucking backup singer. But, because everything she puts out does so well, you go to Chris Stapleton's Spotify page and the top song, it's Taylor Swift. Same with Post, same with Lana. She's not content to just chart on her own, to be like her own songs. She has to chart on other people's Spotify pages. What kind of asshole even thinks up something like this? Right? Like when you start to look at it through that lens, you're like, huh. And don't get me wrong, I think Taylor's an incredible talent. She deserves to be a billionaire. She deserves everything. I mean, she's so incredibly prolific. She's so hardworking. But she is so petty. What is with people like this? Because yeah, we know them. We know them. When I try to understand people, I have learned to put myself in their shoes. Not for empathy, but for strategy. I'm not an incredibly empathetic person. I mean, I have huge empathetic blind spots, sociopath. But I like to get in their head because it helps me defeat them. If I can understand your motivation, I can cut you off at the pass, right? I can anticipate your moves and I can destroy you. And I thought about, okay, Shallon, when have you been petty? When have I been petty? I do like being petty. I'll be honest. When I've been petty, it's when I've been insecure. It's when I've been insecure. And you look at Taylor and it's like, obviously, that's her motivation. We say obviously, even though it's like the logic doesn't connect. How on earth are you going to say that this woman, again, a billionaire, in a great relationship, everything she puts out is gold, biggest tour ever, what is she insecure about? And I think because we can't immediately see what that emotional wound is, we assume it's not there. Clearly it is. And this is the thing about self-esteem. You can have it all, and yet at the end of the day, you don't feel like you have anything. As evidenced by how you're fucking acting. So when we encounter petty people who are beneath us, it's like, well, of course you're acting like that. You're threatened by me. It's the pigeons versus eagles thing. I always say pigeons versus eagles. Pigeons, if they're like, ah, it's an eagle, blah, 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 it's an eagle. Obviously they're threatened by this giant, beautiful bird of prey. How do you make an argument that Taylor Swift is threatened by Sabrina Carpenter? You reverse engineer it. Obviously she is, based on how she's acting. But why? I don't get it. I don't get it either. But to Taylor, it's real. To Taylor, that threat is real. That perception is reality. That perception is reality. If it wasn't, she wouldn't be acting like this. You know what I always say? No one above you is coming for you. No one above you is coming for you. When I chirp like Matthew Hussey, I'm below him. Like, I know I'm below him. I'm below him. Like, he has no idea who I am, right? He doesn't care. I get it. And I'm like, Matthew Hussey? Like, yeah, I'm below him. Of course, I'm like pressed and jealous at his success. He's very nice and he is gorgeous in real life. He smells amazing. He's great. Yeah. But I am jealous, right? But Taylor, you're like, she's not below Sabrina Carpenter. In her mind, she is. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to what I said about trauma. 15, 16, 17, right? She looks at Sabrina and she's looking at her not through the lens of, I'm a 35-year-old woman, top of my career, the most famous woman on planet Earth. She's not looking at her through that lens. She's not looking at Charlie through that lens. She's looking at these women through the lens of a 16-year-old who is gawky and dorky, and the boys don't like her, and people don't understand her weird music thing, and she's just writing poetry. She's the tall girl who writes poetry because she can't get dates, right? And she looks at Sabrina, who's like tossing her hair and knows how to work a crowd, and just like cute and tiny and feminine. Taylor's cute. Taylor's feminine. She's not seeing that. She looks at Charlie, who owns her sexuality. Brat. Who's the bad girl and can pull it off. Taylor can't pull off the bad girl. Remember the Reputation era? God almighty. Even when she's like, like when she tries to like slither around the stage and her like bad girl vibes, I'm like, it just doesn't. Charlie can. Sabrina can pull off her vibe. You look at those women through the lens of a gawky 16-year-old, and this jealousy, again, it makes more sense. So when you think about the people who are coming against you, don't look at what you see on the surface. You have to look past appearances, look past persona, even look past actual empirical evidence. How much money they make, how thin they are, who are they dating? Why would they be so pressed by me? Look at their psychology. Look at their psychology. I encounter this all the fucking time. All the fucking time. I've encountered this with one friend in particular in Bozeman who is a decade younger than me, married to a hot guy, rich parents who are still together, who love each other. She's got siblings. Everyone in town knows her. They hate her, but they know her. Big boobs, cute. I considered her one of my best friends, and she turned on me harder than anyone's ever turned on me in my life. Because I got a little too famous. I got a little too local famous. I was a little too well known. And I want to be like, I mean, it fucked me up for a long time because I couldn't accept that she was turning on me. And everyone's like, you need to run from this woman. Run. We all warned you about her. And they did. Everybody warned me about her. They said she was petty. I'm like, no, she's misunderstood. No, she's not. I misunderstood. I misunderstood her intentions. I misunderstood her heart. And that was a very difficult thing to face. And I remember like literally crying to my other friend. And I was like, why? Why is she talking trash about me? Why is she doing these things? And they're like, she's jealous of you. I'm like, she's a decade younger. She's got a hot husband. They're like, yeah, she's a decade younger and she's basically a receptionist. You had 2 books and a magazine editor title under your belt and a TV show at that time. I'll brag about that shit forever. Like she's not on your trajectory. And she wants the job you have. She wants to be an influencer. I'm like, okay, she's got this husband. Not a great marriage. She's got this family. I don't know, maybe things aren't what they seem there. And it's like, I couldn't get my mind around it. I'm like, would she honestly trade places with me? And they're like, yes. Or if she wouldn't, And what messes me up, it's like, I could teach you how to get whatever it is you think I have that's like so threatening and triggering. I can teach you how to put yourself out there. I can teach you, obviously, how to be an influencer. I can teach you a lot of things. And instead, you choose violence. You choose petty little barbs at me. You choose subterfuge and passive aggression and gossip. So I'll choose violence also. I'll choose it also because this is your solution. This is your solution to people like this. Violence. Violence. Violence is very frequently the answer, actually. Don't let the district attorney tell you otherwise. People like this, petty people, thrive in the shadows. They thrive in the shadows. They're wannabe bullies. I have respect for people who come out and just fucking bully in plain sight. I do not like Donald Trump whatsoever, but I can look at his tactics and be like, you can't say he's passive aggressive. You can't say you don't know what he's thinking. He goes for the fucking throat. He goes for the throat. And like, there is something like, you know, you got to give it to him. He's not a puss about it. He's not like, I don't know. He's like coming out guns a-blazing. Talk about it in the comments. And I think that's why people are magnetized to Trump, is because he is like, rah, like he is not slithering around in the shadows. And people who are petty, they want to come out and be like, I actually think you're a huge bitch, Shallon. Okay? Like you did that interview and no one likes you and I don't like you either. But they're pussies. They're not going to do that. And so they have to throw in these little passive aggressive barbs and make sure that you're not invited to something and yet you like know about it online and all this bullshit stuff because he's doing what they cannot do. He's living out loud. And I realize I have kind of Trump vibes in that way. I live out loud. I call people out on shit. I'm not apologetic and I'm not afraid of anything. I'm really not. Well, spiders. But other than that, and math, don't like math. Other than that, like, no, come at me, I'll come right the fuck back for you. And so it's so difficult for me to deal with these petty people because I'm like, what? Just get into the arena with me. Fight me like a fucking man. Like, if you hate me that much, back your shit up. Let's go. Let's do this. You want to dance? Let's dance. And when you are trying to live your truth and live out loud and you encounter pettiness, it's like, a lot of times it's honestly hard to see. You're like, oh, they didn't mean that. And people are like, no, they did. No. Because it's so contrary to how you would act. So you know what? Show them how you would act. Bullies respond to strength. And like I said, I have more respect for a bully who's just like, I am here to bully you. Hi, I'm here to bully you. Than someone who slithers around in the shadows. But either way, a bully's a bully. Someone who is intent on taking you down. Give them the shot. When you're dealing with someone petty, the way to neutralize them is to call their asses out. And you know what? Yeah, you might ruin brunch. You might ruin that family dinner. It might be real awkward for the rest of that birthday dinner. Fuck them. Fuck them. Are you going to let people take cheap shots at you to keep the peace? Is that what you're going to do? How does it feel? How does it feel? That's the price of your self-esteem. That brunch was the price of your self-esteem. It's the price of your dignity. It was. Well, I didn't want it to be weird. Okay, so you're just gonna let someone take shots at you and you're gonna like slither home, cry to your boyfriend, write in your diary instead of standing up for yourself because you don't want other people to feel uncomfortable that you stood up for yourself. Listen to that sentence. If I stand up for myself, other people will hate me. And I know. Now, before you thought, okay, I'm just dealing with this one bitch who's coming against me. But you pull back and you realize, if I stand up for myself, this whole crew is going to hate me. Now you don't have to just get into the mindset of, I'm going to have to like sever, I'm going to really have to go hard against this chick. And I'm going to lose her as a friend. Like I'm going to take the shot and it's a kill shot, okay? I am now risking killing the entire rest of the connections here. Oh, like that literally made me physically ill to say and think about, because I get it. I mean, that is ugly. That is ugly. That's ugly. My whole family's going to be mad at me. The whole office is going to like be talking about me. I'll never get invited to anything again. Oh, well. Fuck them. Fuck them. What is the price of your dignity? What is it? What is it? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself that? What am I willing to give up of myself to make sure everyone likes me? Oh, I don't need to like myself. I just need to make sure that these people who obviously don't respect me, because remember, I've already decided, I know that if I stand up for myself, they're going to hate me. So they don't respect me. They might like me, whatever that means. They don't respect me because I'm not allowed to respect myself, right? Yeah, I'm just going to give up my own self-esteem, my own boundaries, standards, make myself a fucking clown at this brunch and let someone take a shot at me. You think it's brutal to cut people off? That's worse. That's worse. That changes you. It does. I've done it. I spent a lot of years doing that. Keep sweet, play nice, give up yourself, laugh along with the joke. Oh my God, wait, you want to take a shot at me? Let me help you. Let me yes and that really bitchy thing, that backhanded thing you just said to me. Let me yes and it so that no one gets weird. And so I look like the cool girl. I'm so, I don't even care that you call me fat. I don't even care. I am fat. I did that for a lot of years. And it changes you, it corrodes you. Because it has this trickle-down effect. When there's a promotion at work, you're not gonna go for it. You can't even stand up to Madison at brunch, can you? No, you're not gonna go for the promotion, okay? Or when that fuck boy is fucking around with you, what are you gonna do, leave? You can even leave a birthday dinner when someone was so mean to you. But yeah, you're gonna leave a guy, okay. No, you're gonna cling on to anyone who's gonna have you, because now what this has all turned you into is a beggar. You are a beggar mentality kind of woman. Please, may I have some more? Don't throw me out in the cold. That's you. And you know that. And you feel that. And it is ugly. And you know what you become? Petty. Hurt people hurt people. You know when I hear that phrase, all I hear is a command twice. Anyway. You become petty. You look at someone who is living their truth, who is outpacing you, who is doing well, and you're like, fuck her. Fuck you, Hannah. That outfit's stupid. Oh, you're so brave. You become the bully. I know. These little comments at brunch, you want to encapsulate them, kind of wall them off, put them around, like encapsulate them in this scar tissue, this emotional scar tissue, so you don't have to think about it anymore. This is just a one-off thing. But clearly, now that we've unpacked it, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. The trickle-down effect here is massive and brutal. And again, corrosive. So ask yourself, Hannah starts popping off at a birthday dinner, making fun of you because, oh, we know that Shallon fucks guys on the first date all the time, right? She's like our slutty friend. What did you say to me? Not like, yeah, I'm Samantha from Sex and the City. Never mind that, like, I am not like that, right? I mean, I actually had someone say that to me the other day. He's like, oh, I figured you've run through like dozens and dozens of guys in Bozeman. I'm like, you think I've had sex with dozens and dozens of men here? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I haven't. I sleep with like 2 people a year and they're my boyfriends. I mean, maybe a few more, but you know, and I typically old me would have been like, you know me, like just, I'm a man eater. And I'm like, I actually don't do that. And I don't need that version of me circulating, even if it's in a loop of one, even if it's one person who thinks that, like, no. And how fucking dare you say that to me? Like that's cool. You're being petty. You're being petty. And the person who said this, the guy who said this, has a real problem dating and putting himself out there. Very anxious, very awkward. I don't. And we're in two completely different lanes of life. And it's like, why would he care about what I'm doing? Why would he care about what I'm doing? He's like freshly divorced, whatever. But clearly he does. Clearly, this is the Sabrina to Taylor pipeline. Clearly, there's something about me that's triggering there. I can't see it, but I can feel it. I don't need to see it. I don't need to understand it. I don't need to unpack it. I just need to see, I know what you're doing. I don't maybe know why. I maybe don't know why. I actually don't need to know why to defend myself, and I will. Don't say that about me. That's not true. And I don't have to come hard at someone and be like, how fucking dare you? I could just be like, that's not true. That is enough of a clap back. That's enough of a clap back. Be like, actually, Carly, that's not right. And you don't say it. Be like, that's not true. You say it with your chest. That's not true. No, I don't sleep with guys on the first date, actually. And you can yes and that bitchy ass clap back. Be like, I don't know if you were out there dating, instead of buying ceramic cats on eBay, maybe you would know what the dating scene is like, but you want to be petty, I can be fucking petty. Because like I said earlier, these are bullies, and bullies respond to strength. And they are preying on they're preying on your adherence to the social rules. She's not going to ruin this brunch. She's not going to ruin family dinner. She's going to play into this persona. And these are micro calculations in their mind. They're not like writing it down like in their notes app and getting a reminder, hey, be mean to Shallon. They're not. These are all instantaneous synaptic firings. She's not going to say anything. She's not going to say anything. And the reason they might assume that is because maybe in the past you haven't. This is probably not the first time they've said something weird. And you've been like, yeah, I just fuck everyone. Well, that ends today. That ends today. And yeah, it might send a shockwave through brunch. Fuck them. Who cares? That's sending a shockwave through you. Why are you falling on your sword to keep the peace at these social gatherings? Again, if people don't like you for standing up for yourself, fuck these people. Fuck these people. Are you kidding me? This is why I created the Shallontrage. It's our internet community. There's hundreds and hundreds of girls on there. It's like, I want you to feel empowered to be like, fuck you, Hannah, and clap back and be like, I'm leaving this fucking brunch. If anybody else has something smart they want to say to me, you can say it in the fucking parking lot. All right? I didn't think so. I had the Eggs Benedict. I'll Venmo you. And I want you to walk your ass out of that brunch and be like, I'm gonna get on the Shallontrage and I'm gonna talk to girls. I still have a community. I am not in a social free fall here. You have us, you have me, I got you. I got you. I want you to make those big, bold declarations and stand up for yourself because you have fucking options, okay? And no one's gonna talk to you like that there. It's ridiculous. And so that's how you defeat a petty person. You call them out, you square up. What did you mean by that, Olivia? That's actually an excellent tactic when you're dealing with a narcissist, is you give them enough rope to hang themselves. It's how a 3-year-old is like, why? You just keep going. So yeah, someone says something smart to you, you're like, Kristen, what does that mean? No, you're like always with a new guy. So where are you going with this? That phrase, where are you going with this, is a very deep tool to deal with a narcissist. Where are you going with this? Because they're going to give you a response that doesn't answer that question. Well, come on, like every time we see you, you're like talking about a different guy. And where are you going with this, Kristen? What is your thesis statement? Because a petty person, a narcissist, doesn't have a thesis. They're just out to be mean. They're just out to be mean. Look at Taylor. What the fuck is the thesis of this? I can't have these people chart, or else what, girl? Or else what? And when you don't have that reason, you have someone who's just out for blood. And you know what that is? Cruelty. Cruelty. If someone has a reason they're coming against me, if they have a thing they're trying to execute, I'm not going to let it happen. But at least, again, it's like I might have a little bit more respect for you. If you're just out to hurt me, okay. Now you done messed up now, Aaron. You've really done it. You've done it. Because now I see you for what you are. You are a bully. You're actually a monster. You're a sadist. And I'm awake now. And I don't give a fuck if this annihilates the friendship. And I don't give a fuck if this annihilates the friendships with everyone in this group. Because if someone is going to choose the side of a cruel sadist who is chirping at me for no reason other than blood sport, go. Go. Yeah, that's a painful loss. That is a brutal thing to have to look in the face. But when you look at it in stark terms of, is it more brutal to have a person who is focused on cruelty in my life? That's a better option? No, it's not. Because both roads are going to lead you to sadness. They will. But one is a sadness that is in service of freedom and healing and a clean slate and learning and growth. I'm going to focus on friends who love me, who are compassionate, who have my best interest at heart. The other sadness has fear. I'm going to keep the peace. I'm going to keep these people around because I'm afraid. And I'm not just afraid now. I'm not just afraid to be alone or to start over. I'm actually going to be afraid all the time. Because now that I've glimpsed, my psyche has seen what this person is capable of. My psyche has seen what's underneath and it's ugly. And I'm going to be on guard 24/7, 24/7. And that's the point I reached with this chick in Bozeman. My friend's like, well, let's invite her. And I said, I don't feel safe around her. Emotionally safe, because I don't know what she's capable of, because she's just out for fucking blood. She's just out to make me feel bad about myself. And that is bottomless. That is a well that will never run dry. And I don't feel like giving her the opportunity to dig that deep. I don't want to do that. Why would I? Why would I? I also, because I am not cruel, do not want to give the monster inside me the opportunity to shred her. And I will. Because now I see who she is. She's a monster. And I know how to defeat monsters. I like to do it. For her own protection, I will cut her off. For her own protection, I will annihilate myself from this group of friends. And if people think I'm petty, if they think I'm petty, gosh, she just won't be around. She can't even sit at brunch with her. No, I can't. You go. You go. If she has this fire inside of her to just just claw at people, oh, she'll find a new target. It's called the economy of attention. It is a psychological principle. She will find a new target. Thank you for offering yourself up. Have fun at brunch. I'll be at home. I don't need this shit. Tell me how it goes. Call me crying. I'll help you unpack this kind of weird things that she said to you. Yep, I can do that. And you know what I will not be during those conversations? Surprised. Stand up for yourself. Fuck them. Fuck them. In this mindset retreat I just did with Laura St. John, our mindset god. So she has girls, she writes inspirational things like a phrase on a rock, and the girls blind pick. And it's it's what calls to you. And mine said, trust the process, which was perfect. Trust the timing, trust the timing, trust the timing. And I was like, oh, that really resonates. I made other rocks for the girls. And I was like, Laura is an angel from heaven. I am from the other place. Okay. And my rock said things like, take your power. The ends justifies the means. Fortune favors the bold. Decide and take it. And most importantly, fuck them. And that was kind of our unofficial phrase, our motto for the retreat. Fuck them. It's great to have these positive mindsets and these goals, but if that does not walk hand in hand with the fuck them mentality, you are only going to get so far going after your dreams. Oh, I don't want to upset anyone. Oh, I'm going to disappoint my parents. With respect, fuck them. This is your life. Oh, I can't get away from these bad people. I can't even tell them I'm on a mindset retreat. Really? Fuck them. So that, I think, has to go with all of our growth. It has to be, fuck them. You can love someone and still say that. You're on this earth to serve yourself, girl, to find your own way, and not to please people who are actually not for you. And if it costs you a brunch, so be it. Tell me what you guys think about Taylor and her. I'm sure I'm like not even getting the whole story. I know that there's more. I know there's tons of stuff with Olivia Rodrigo. Let's talk about it in the comment section. I'm gonna go do something with my hair so I don't look like John Bon Jovi. And yeah, check out MOCHI Health, links down below. Oh, and if you want to join Laura St. John's coaching, she does a week free, her 7-day free manifesting challenge. Link is right down there. You have nothing to lose. Like literally you have nothing to lose. Try it for free. And hopefully the next retreat we do, you'll be at it. It was amazing. Go to my Instagram to get some of the hot tips and takeaways from that. And I will talk to you guys later.